So when you're on the golf course and you are hitting it everywhere, you can't stop hooking the golf ball, you can't stop slicing the golf ball, you know that today is just not going to be a day that you enjoy on the golf course. So what would happen if I was to show you some ways that you can fix your ball flight issues on the golf course for good? What if knowing how to hit the shots you're going to see in this video was the answer to all your problems? Let's go and find out exactly what those answers are. Let's get stuck in. So would you believe me if I said to you that the answer lies in trying to hit the shot that you're trying to avoid? Now let me explain that more in detail. Imagine you're standing on a tee with water to your right and you're a slicer of the golf ball. You're standing there, you're shaking in your boots because you know 100% that that golf ball is going right in the middle of that water. Now what if I told you that the secret to not feeling this way is to actually learn how to hit the complete opposite shot? What if I told you that learning to hit a hook on this particular hole would actually give you much more confidence when you're standing on that tee block? Wouldn't you rather that than have nightmares that are worse than Freddy Krueger? In fact, the secret to not feeling nervous on any tee shot is actually the ability to curve your golf ball the way you want and when you want. That way, you have a very high chance that you will know where that ball is going to end up. So while I'm here on the driving range, let's learn how to hit the 5 shots that I think every golfer, no matter what skill level, needs to be able to play if they're going to feel super confident on the golf course and on those holes where you feel a little uncomfortable. So what are these 5 golf shots that I'm talking about? They are as follows: a slice, a hook, a draw, a fade, and a straight shot. Now to change the flight that you want to hit whenever you want, we're going to focus on 3 very simple areas that we can change in our golf swing. We're going to focus on the grip, we're going to focus on our ball position, and we're going to focus on our alignment. These 3 elements are going to make up the majority of our ball flight. The way that we hold the grip will influence the club face, and our alignment and ball position will influence the path. So let's start off with learning how to hit a slice. So a slice is going to come from an extreme out to in club path and a face that is open to that path. So in order to hit a slice, we need to work on our grip, our alignment, and our ball position. So our grip will look like this. With our left hand, we're going to sit it more underneath the grip here. So if you've got trouble on the left-hand side of your golf course, this would work really well. We can get this golf ball to move away from the trouble. So I would get the left hand underneath the grip and the right hand on top of the grip. And all of a sudden we've got a face position that's going to be more open. In regards to the alignment, we're going to see that the stance is open relative to this alignment stick right here. So we have a very weak grip which opens the face and a stance with that's severely open. And from this angle here, you're going to see the ball position is quite far forward in my stance. I've only got a 6-iron here, so normally I would play this pretty close to the middle. So this would be a more forward ball position, open stance, and a weak grip. And what this will give me, it will give me a severe out to in path, and then my grip and my alignment will all help with that face opening, being able to hit that big slice. Now, if we want to hit a fade, all we want to do is reduce what we just did a little bit. So instead of having a super weak grip, we're just going to strengthen that up a little bit. So instead of the hand being under here, we want to just bring it over the top just a little bit. The right hand can be a little bit more on top or from the side, and that's going to be less opening of that club face on the way through. For my alignment, instead of aiming super far left, I'm going to minimize that and just be a fraction left. And then from the face-on view here, you're going to see that my ball position is not quite as forward as the slice. It's still forward, which will give me the fade bias. And because of all of these alignments, I'm not going to swing as much out to in, although there will still be some out to in elements with that open face, and that will give me the perfect fade. Now, if we want to go on the other end of the spectrum and we want to try and hook it away from danger, we need to do the following. Our grip needs to be super strong. So our left hand, instead of being under the grip, which was a slice, we want to be on top of the grip with our left hand. And I would see roughly 2 knuckles, maybe even 3 knuckles on my left hand. That makes it easier to close the face. The right hand can come in from underneath, and you'll see the 2 creases in my hand here will be pointing at or just to the right of my right shoulder. And this is going to give me a very closed club face at impact. Now we now need to move the path in order to hit the hook. So we would have a stance alignment that would be very much closed relative to that alignment stick there. I would leave the face closed. As you can see on this view here, my face is looking like it's basically center or square, but based on the path I'm about to do, it's going to be closed to that path. So again, I'm going to grip that golf club nice and strong, and you'll see my ball position is quite far back. And what this is going to do is this is going to increase my chances of being more in to out when I swing a golf club. And that's going to produce a big hook for me. Now, if we were to try and hit a draw, once again, we just need to reduce everything we've done. So instead of being super strong with the grip, we just be more neutral. So it's still on a strong grip kind of style, but it's less than the hook. And you can see that that club face can't close as much. What we're going to do from our alignment perspective is just close our stance ever so slightly. As you can see there, and the ball position from this view here is going to be fairly center, if anything, slightly back of center. And again, this is going to allow me just to have a fairly neutral swing direction, but a very small in to out motion. Plus that club face will allow me to hit the perfect little draw. Now the straight shot, the hardest shot in golf. We want to neutralize everything. Basically everything I've just gone through there with the grip, we now want a neutral grip. Okay, so we've got the top hand, 2 knuckles, bottom hand in from the side, pretty neutral grip. We're then going to have a square stance and a ball position that is in the middle of my stance. And this will give me the best opportunity to get my swing path very neutral all the way through my golf swing. And this is the perfect way to attempt to try and hit the hardest shot in golf, which is a straight shot. So now that we understand exactly how to shape those golf shots whenever you like, we stand on a tee block like this and we're not nervous at all, because even though there's water right, I know how to work the ball from right to left and get that golf ball moving away from the water. So let's give this a go. We're going to aim at the water and I'm going to bring in my hook pattern. So I'm going to go golf ball back in my stance, really strong grip, aiming more towards the right with my feet, and I'm going to produce a very extreme in to out club path. And as you can see there, very violent hook, but I knew it was going to go from right to left, and I knew how much. So that's a really safe bet for me off this tee block. Now, although that might be my preference to start it in trouble and work it away, it's been very, very successful for me over my years of playing. But if you're someone who doesn't want to aim at trouble, we can aim away from trouble. Now, the problem with this is if we hit it too straight where we're aiming, we're just going to make it, in this case, big dogleg right hole. We're going to make our second shot really far away from the hole. So essentially, we still want to work the ball back towards the trouble in this case, but we need to make sure that we're aiming far enough left so that we still hit the fairway and we don't go in the water. For me, personally, I don't like this play in regards to hitting a fade, and the reason being is my typical miss pattern is I get stuck underneath it and my golf club works more into out with an open face. So when I try and cut the ball and I get it wrong, I'm going to hit a push fade. And then the problem with that is I potentially bring that water into play. So I'm going to give this one a go. We're going to aim up the left-hand side and we're going to hit a fade. So again, ball position forwards, and do I want to hit a slice or a fade? I'm going to go with a fade here. So ball position forward, slightly weak grip, feet open, and we're going to feel like we just cut across that golf ball. So as you can see there, pretty much perfect flight for this hole. Started the ball slightly left of target, and then it just basically faded into the middle of the fairway. So I didn't have to take on the risk of that water. So there you have it. That's why I'm a massive fan of learning how to hit these golf shots on the driving range. So when you're faced with a tee shot on the golf course and you're nervous as hell, you have the skills to work your golf ball away from trouble and miss trouble at all cost. Now believe me when I tell you this, if you just go to the golf course and try to work on perfecting your golf swing, trying to hit dead straight shots all the time, trust me, you are robbing yourself of very important skill building in order to play the game at your best level. But hey, what do I know? I just coach the game for a living. Now while we're out here busting little myths just like trying to hit it dead straight at the driving range, I've got another one for you. We've always been told to swing the golf club nice and slow to hit the ball further. Are you absolutely sure about that? If you're not sure, I want you to click on the video that's on your screen right now. And I'm going to show you some proof with data, with TrackMan right in front of me, whether it's better to swing the club slowly to hit it further, or whether it's better to just swing it all out of your shoes and swing it as fast as you can. Which one hits more fairways? Stop being a fat man. Whoopsie. Shank it. God, I hate that swing.